10 Animal Idioms. Part 2. Cat got your tongue. Meaning. Used to refer a time when someone has nothing to say. Are you dumb or cat got your tongue? Origin. This phrase has an interesting origin. In the 18th century, the English Navy had the practice of whipping erring sailors with a whip which had multiple endings. This whip was nicknamed the cat because it commonly had 9 endings. So after receiving a beating, while the poor sailor lay in a corner sulking or not speaking, other sailors will walk up to him and tease, "Did the cat get your tongue?" referring to the whip. As time went on, this became shortened to cat got your tongue. Viper in bosom. Meaning. A person who deceives you after receiving help from you. He provided Anna a shelter in his house when she was homeless, and she kept stealing money from his cupboard until he knew that she was a viper in his bosom. Origin. The phrase has originated from one of the tales of Aesop, in which a farmer who gives shelter to a viper dying from cold is eventually bitten by the viper after its recovery. Wild goose chase. Meaning. A foolish search for something that cannot be achieved. Michelle ends up on a wild goose chase trying to find a rental house of her dream. Origin. The phrase's origin, in reality, has nothing to do with wild geese or chasing them. The origin of the idiom wild goose chase is rooted in an old form of horse race called wild goose chase. The race involved several horses racing behind the main lead rider at a predetermined distance. The race more or less resembled the formation in which wild geese fly. Birds of a feather flock together. Meaning. To form groups with people with similar interests and tastes. Hey, Mom, I want to visit grandmother's house. I want to play with kids there. You know, birds of a feather flock together. Origin. It does originate from nature's phenomenon of birds which are similar flocking together. They reduce the risk of a predator attack because of the safety in numbers feature. It resonates well with the social requirement of human beings to, of course. Like a bat out of hell. Meaning. Very fast and crazily. Yesterday Kevin was driving like a bat out of hell. Origin. The expression like a bat out of hell is very commonly used in English. Bats have been associated with witches since the Jacobean times, reign of James VI of Scotland. Bats fly very quickly as if they are panicking, so this is how the phrase is associated with its origin. When pigs fly. Meaning. Something that will never happen. I asked my boss if I could go on a 2-month vacation. He said yes, when pigs fly. Origin. The phrase pigs might fly or pigs may fly has been used in various forms since the 1600s, when it was said that pigs fly with their tails forward, used as a sarcastic remark, something overly optimistic. The form when pigs fly is more common in America. Wag the dog. Meaning. Oh, change the topic from something that is more important to something that is not. I had to wag the dog so that he does not find out where I had actually gone this afternoon. Origin. Here is a popular saying which goes, a dog is smarter than its tail, but if the tail were smarter, then the tail would wag the dog. The phrase in the discussion is the shorter version of the same. The phrase is also the title of a black comedy film from 1997. Eat like a horse. Meaning. To eat a lot. I've been eating like a horse over Christmas. I'll have to go on a diet after the new year. Origin. Origin is unclear. It is often stated in the sources that the meaning seems to be paradoxical, as horses do not eat voraciously or greedily. They eat hay and they eat it slowly. But this is a common feature of idioms, they are often paradoxical, the meaning sometimes being the exact opposite the literal interpretation of the words. Love me, love my dog. Meaning: to accept everything about someone. I want a man who would love me, love my dog. Origin: this phrase refers to dogs as a negative connotation. In the earlier days, having pets was not as usual as it is today. People that did have pets would not prefer dogs because of the germs and diseases that they carried. Grooming and vaccinations for pets was a far-off concept. So to love dogs was not common back then. Which is where this phrase was born. Black sheep of the family. Meaning: the most different or odd one out of a group or a family. Mary is the black sheep of the family. She's always in trouble with the police. Origin: the wool of a sheep can be dyed different colors. Black sheep have a recessive gene that makes their wool black in color. This means that it cannot be dyed a different color and makes it less valuable than white wool. In the 16th century, sheep with black wool was seen as carrying the mark of the devil.